Oh, oh, great. Well, great. I will call then this special board meeting of the Irvine International Academy to order. It's 6:25. Thank you again, parents, for joining us, and board members, trustees, superintendent, and Principal Chung as well. We're going to do a quick roll call, and I'll go through them. If you could signify by signifying present, that would be wonderful. I'll begin with myself. Board Chair Doug Hewson is present. Miller Zhang.
Present.
Edward Watson.
Miller, present. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm here.
Thank you,
I'm here.
Edward. Dr. Jolene Smith.
Present.
Great. We have a quorum of 4 then of our 6 board members. We'll take a moment. Parents, if this is a moment you've been waiting for a public comment, you will have a brief time afterwards. But would you indicate that by either typing on the chat line so Principal Chung can indicate and recognize you? Otherwise, unmute and we'll let you do a verbal 3 minutes addressing the board as well. Any parents or public? Principal Chung, anything on our chat line?
No.
Fantastic. Let's move on then. There's no closed session I'm aware of. Mary Beth, anything you're aware of for closed session?
I think, Michael, you wanted to have a closed session on Kara.
Well, we can do that in open session.
Okay.
Great. Let's continue on then. And it gets a little confusing when our audio is all on and we do the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you would grace me with allowing me to lead out, would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? If you prefer to cover your heart, that's fine. But ready and begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. Next is our approval of the prior meetings minutes. Thank you again, Mary Beth, for providing those. Any comments or changes to those before I ask for a motion to accept the prior meetings minutes? Great and wonderful how they're presented. I'll just say that. Would someone please offer a motion to accept the minutes as they were written up by Mary Beth?
I make a motion to accept last board meeting's minutes.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. And a second, please.
I would like to second for that.
Thank you, Miller. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? And the minutes are approved. Great, thank you. Update from our Superintendent Executive Director, Michael Scott. Would you share with us your update?
On curriculum specifically, we're very pleased with the TWIG science program. It's exactly what we want in the sense of hands-on discussion, thinking. I'm very excited about that choice. Thank you, Principal Chuang, for leading in that. Otherwise, another announcement is we have decided on a person for the after-school program to lead it, but I'll get more information out on that by email to you all. We have to work on a contract, so I'd like us to go ahead and move forward to approving Brett so that we can release Edward Watson.
Oh, very good. So let's move forward then in our board agenda. Item B, as in boy, I'm going to ask in a moment for approval to invite Brett Freeman to join the Irvine International Academy board. Prior to that, I'll make mention that our board members had the opportunity individually to get to know him and to spend a little time communicating with him. Board members discussion regarding Brett Freeman, if you would, and then I'll invite a motion in a moment, and then we'll free up Ed Watson from the call.
I apologize, Brett, that I didn't have that opportunity to answer your calls to get to speak with you, but I know of you and I've read up on that. And so anyway, I thank you for your eagerness to get to know all of us and be open to conversation. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. We're very excited about the opportunity.
Great.
Well, finally, I can see this is Brett Freeman. Okay, I'm so glad to see you face and face, and I think our conversation on the phone is not enough. So I'm looking forward for more. But I'm so pleased that to see you in person, and also thank you so much for your heart, for what will be laid on the future for us, and I'm very pleased for our invitation.
Thank you,
Well,
Mr.
you're accepting us too, so thank you so much.
Thank you. I really enjoyed our conversation and glad to see you. I'm very sorry for your loss.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Wonderful. As is our tradition, and a tradition means we've done it more than, I guess we've just done it maybe once, but this is the second time. Hey, Mr. Freeman, would you share with us why you desire to serve on this board? We're very excited about it, but would you share your heart with us? And that's really nice for parents to hear as well.
Absolutely. So I've been working and have a passion for China and Chinese language ever since I was in my teenage years. And there's nothing more I'm pleased to do than be a part of something of which my 5-year-old daughter will be. She'll be starting kindergarten at IIA in August. And I'm just a very strong advocate for what IIA is doing. I'm excited about the program, not only the dual language immersion portion of it, but also the multiple intelligences and just the thinking about the future generation, about what we can do to really prepare our kids and the students in the future that go through for the future world, which is here upon us now. And so I just saw that an opportunity with IA for our child and we have a 5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. Hopefully the 1.5-year-old will have an opportunity to join as well, to really be a part of something very, very special. I've watched the prior board meetings and what you guys have all done. I congratulate you on tremendous achievement because the school is phenomenal and Principal Chuang, what you've done is excellent. What you've done already is amazing. You guys have all been able to get this school. It's wonderful to be a part of. So thank you for the opportunity. We're very, very excited.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other comments or questions, board members? I'll then invite a motion to
Hello,
extend.
Doug,
Oh,
can you hear me?
thank you. Go.
Doug?
Yes.
I just wanted to say I spoke with Brett too, and I'm glad he reached out. It was a nice conversation, and it was good to get to know him. So that's all I just wanted to say. I spoke with him for over an hour, and it was very nice.
Oh, thank you. And we value so much your insight too, as you evaluate and look for that aspect of both a parent joining our board, but someone also involved in education. And I know that's your background and passion, Edward, too. So thank you. I want to invite a motion then to extend an invitation for Brett Freeman to join our board. Would someone like to make that motion?
I'm waiting for Miller.
Oh, you're waiting for me. Oh, yes, I certainly would like to make that motion that inviting Brett Freeman into the board to.
And I happily accept, I second that.
Thank you both. Appreciate that. Then all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? And unanimously, we'll extend that invitation. Brett, would you like to accept at this time?
Absolutely. Thank you very, very much. Very, very excited to be on the board.
Our privilege, and welcome aboard. I'll be extending to you an email invite to our electronic board policy area on the internet where you can review policies. Did I understand right that Edward, you have a existing commitment and you've kind of sliced us in? Do you need to
Yes,
exit?
that is 100% correct. Of course, though, anything for the school, but if it's okay, I need to get off now.
Yeah, please feel free to do so. We still carry a quorum and we'll continue on with our agenda. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Thank you for joining.
All right, great. So item B then on the board agenda is complete. Prior to that, we have an update and then we have a board motion that'll be necessary to accept the textbook and curriculum choices that our principal and superintendent and teachers have made. Dr. Scott and Principal Chung, would you like to tell us which curriculum and textbooks that you're recommending we accept as a board?
Yes, we recommend that first you accept the science of the TWIG science program.
Great, great. Board members, some of you had some opportunity to be aware of that, but any questions, board members? This is our science curriculum chosen by our teachers, principal, and reviewed by our superintendent. Any discussion, board members, before I ask for a motion to approve that?
Just a question. This was the originally proposed curriculum as before, right?
That's correct. And Stephen also looked up a second program, so we had some comparison. And we talked with the representative today, and Stephen is right on. This is going to be a great science program.
I had the opportunity to review portions of it as well, and I agree. It's also consistent with Irvine Unified School District, which is nice. We stay on parity with them. Great. If no other discussion, I'll ask for a motion to accept the curriculum chosen by our principal, superintendent, and teachers.
I would like to make the motion to accept the curriculum of the science test.
Oh, thank you, Miller. And a second, please.
I second.
Thank you, Brett. All in favor then signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And any nays? And motion carries. Thank you. Next is item C, approval of Liz Shu's emergency credential. Michael, could you give us a highlight on that? Then I'll invite any discussion and then I'll ask for a motion.
I'll let Stephen give a highlight.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so for these specific teachers, we know it's very difficult to recruit the Mandarin teacher in Southern California. And we interview her and we really like her background. So we are helping her to get the emergency certificate. So one of the requirements would be the approval from the board and also 70 hours notification about the job post we did already, and also email notification to college teacher credentialing program that we have done. So this will be the last piece that we need to finish before we send the application to department, to CTC, California Teacher Credentialing, to apply for the emergency certificate for her.
Thank you, Principal Chong. Any questions or discussion by board for Liz Shu and approving then her, helping her get her emergency credential?
Just
Great.
wondering,
Go ahead, Brett.
I was just wondering what grade she would be positioned to teach.
And thank you for providing those information. And then she is great from what you are recommending. I read the detail, and then I'm looking forward to, as quickly as we can, her on board.
Okay.
I was going to say as well, I read the CV and oh my goodness, the experience that she has. I'm looking forward to that being a big part of the school.
Yeah.
Did you ask what grade she'd be teaching, Brett?
I'm just wondering, yeah, what grade she was going to be teaching.
Second grade.
Second grade.
Second grade Mandarin, yes.
Yeah. It might be worthwhile either Dr. Smith or Stephen Chung or Superintendent Scott. Lynn asked the question, why emergency credential? And of course, California teachers are required to have a credential. In the first 2 years, they're willing to offer a emergency during the time that a newer teacher is taking courses to get their full credential. Anything any of you from your background, you've all been principals before, would add about the necessity for emergency credential?
Because this will be her first time to obtain the California teacher credential. That's why in order for her to be able to teach, she will be taking 3 classes from the teacher credential program while she's teaching at our school site. That's why we need the emergency certificate for her to allow her to do that.
Perfect. Thank you. That was just a nice way to summarize for Lynn there on that question. Thank you for asking that question. No further, Lynn, we'll answer that one in just a moment on chat. You're asking about, is she accredited? Credential means, accredited is a different topic, and it sounds like credentialing, but it's a different topic. I'll answer that one offline with you afterwards to clarify. But she will be qualified to teach under the state of California Education Code. If no more discussion, could I have a motion then to approve us assisting Lynn in getting her emergency credential?
I make a motion to.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. And a second, please.
I would like to second that.
Oh, thank you, Miller. Then all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? And motion carries. Thank you, everybody. And Lynn, we'll get back to you in a little bit on that on the chat line. Then it moves to our last D&E. These are contract matters. Approval of hiring a part-time office worker, 30 hours per week, to help with the data and HR portions. Dr. Scott, do you want to describe, or Principal Chung, briefly the necessity for that? And then could you answer also the question, will this fit within our overall fiscal year budget?
I'll go ahead and answer that. Last question first is yes, I think it will fit within our overall budget. We're doing very well on that, although the beginning seems to be a lot to go out. We were fortunate in having the $600,000 grant that helps us at this point. This is just a part-time position. It's actually less than 30 hours a week. I don't have a specific person in mind because we're looking for somebody that has human resource experience. We're just saying that we need this person to help us through the month until school starts.
Great. Board questions and or discussion? Okay. And I think the board oftentimes will feel as we do. You both know how to run a school, and with Principal Chung's background and experience, this is a perfect time to add that extra resource into our office. Is there a board member that would like to make a motion then to approve a contract for a part-time office worker?
I'd like to make
yeah.
Who got on first there? Was that Miller or was that Brett?
Brett.
We'll give Brett credit for the motion, and then Miller, could you affirm that?
Yeah, I
with
would
a
like to second. Yeah, I would like
beautiful.
To second that.
Thank you. All then in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And any nays? Motion carries. Then brings us to our final item on the board agenda: approval of setting hiring parameters for a new after-school director. Dr. Scott, could you give us some of your thoughts on that? And would you please remind us what we expect in revenue on our after-school program as well? And if you could remind us of the brilliant name that Principal Chung came up with for our after-school program.
We have a program before school for just an hour to help parents with early morning. And the after-school program is called Wonder Kids. There's been a committee. Brett has been instrumental in that committee, helping us with the finances and organizing. I wish I could take all the credit, but that wouldn't be fair to all the work he did. The need here is for a director. Stephen has done an awesome job in the beginning, and a lot of families are very interested and signed up. But he has so many responsibilities in the school operation. especially immediately after school, talking with parents, working with teachers. He's still going to be involved in helping in the after school program. So we'll talk about a stipend later about that. We're writing that up. However, the need for a full-time person to handle registration, gather equipment, materials from 10 o'clock to 12:35 when the kids begin, and the hiring of all the teachers. Kara Gallardo is on our PTO board right now and very active. She was one of the founders of our school. Went with me to the very stressful meetings with the county and is just cool as a cucumber. So we're so excited that she's available to lead this. She teaches on a college level, has a master's degree from universities. You have a copy of her resume. So what I'm looking for right now is I have to finish up a contract in some of the aspects. So I'm just looking for permission to move forward with that. She's already stepped up, answered questions for parents. So that's what this is about.
Very good. What do you anticipate for overall revenue? I know obviously we have to hire afternoon teachers and such, but just to give the board kind of scope, is this a $60,000 a year program? Is it a $6 million a year program or a $600,000 a year program?
Okay, I like those choices. But I expect we've already deposited $300,000 in the bank for this first half of the year. So I would expect it to be a little over $600,000 program for the year, which means it really needs attention of a small business person to guide through and make sure all the accounting is done right, and be responsible to the parents. The job will be from 10 to 6. And so her position is just critical.
Wonderful. Well, let's have some board either questions or discussions if you have them. And then I'll try to shape up. I think our motion that I'll ask for in a moment will be to approve our superintendent to extend a contract to a person that can run our after school program, keeping within the budget of the after school revenue and expense model so that it's profitable, so we'll give them some leeway, but it has to be a budget neutral or profitable endeavor. Discussion, board members?
Kara was able to hop on the after school care call that was last night, and I thought she did great. And she seemed very warm. It seems like the parents were really very qualified. So I'm grateful that she's interested in.
Thank you.
I would just like to say too, that very much needed to have a director in that position with the program itself. It's like running another complete school program. So very important that our principal has that type of support.
That's great. And we do recognize Principal Chung that principals, and I look at Dr. Smith, who's head of a school as well, long hours. And so we would anticipate to ask superintendent to recognize your afternoon efforts and the fact that you're ultimately responsible for that campus. And so expect a appropriate stipend to be offered at some point too. We don't miss that back. So with no other discussion, how about this for a motion? Could I ask for somebody to move that we have our superintendent create and execute a contract with an after-school principal or director? You could label the title as needed, so long as it fits within the overall budget scheme of the afternoon program. You don't have to repeat that, but if that's what you would like to move, could I ask for a motion?
I make a motion.
Thank you. Second, please. I'll second that one. I haven't had opportunity to do anything like that. And then I'll ask for a vote. All in favor then of asking our superintendent to find that after school director or principal, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? And motion carries. Thank you, everybody. This is a moment now, if there are any board recommendations, that usually is the idea of things that we would like our superintendent to pursue in the near future. If you've had something you're wanting them to get back to us on, either research or a pursuit, this is your opportunity to identify those to our superintendent.
And then Doug, I have 2 things yet to share with the board, not to vote on, just to share.
Okay, why don't we go ahead, since we cut you a little bit short on superintendent update. Why don't you go ahead and update us now, and then
Okay.
we'll just open to public comments after that.
Well, it gives me great pleasure to announce that the K Family Foundation has committed to Irvine International Academy a grant for $140,000 for our
Wow.
science program at the school.
To set my phone down and free both of my hands.
And
That is such good
this-
news. Wow, that's just, what a vote of confidence, and then what a resource then to allow us to just take quality where we want it to go. And of course, you know, we'll recognize them in a proper way, but to announce that is such a joy. Board members, any response?
Great news.
Looks like
Great job.
that's how I feel. Great job.
This
Wow.
also allows us to receive the matching grant of $25,000 that was has been on the table with the Larry and Helen Hogue Foundation. So we will be able to add another $25,000 as well.
Wow. Can you make another list?
I couldn't hear you. One more time.
I say, do you have more to add on the list?
I do have more coming, but not now.
I'm just saying one thing, and then you have another adds on. So thank you,
But
Michael.
there
Thank
is
you,
one more thing
Stephen.
to share. On the science, because of this grant, I have been talking with Dr. Vo, a cardiovascular surgeon in Orange County. He's a graduate of Stanford, a graduate of Harvard Advanced Studies, and he did University of Oklahoma Medical School and Oxford. He did his thesis there in public health. He is going to work with our science coordinator in helping our program be the finest STEM program in Orange County. So this grant also enables that to happen. He'll be part-time, but it's just been wonderful. He's offered to go on field trips. He's also pediatric trained and right near our school. So we're adding another resource because of this grant.
Well, thank you for that. That's a great update. Anything else? That's the high note to finish on. If
Okay, one more bookkeeping item. Mary Beth, did the board members receive the update of the previously approved minutes from the end of June?
Yes, I sent it today.
Yeah, we passed 5 resolutions, but we only wrote down 3, so we had to add the other 2 names. So that update came through. I just wanted you to be aware of that. We probably ought to vote as an approval of the minutes again for the end of June, since we had forgotten to write down those last 2 items of bookkeeping that we needed.
so, that reflects the printed version then of the minutes would reflect the 2 resolutions that we approved. And so we're just approving at this point the edited new minutes from 2 meetings ago. Is that right?
That's correct. Adding 2 resolutions that were approved there was 5. We only wrote down 3, so it was a mistake. We needed to add the other 2.
Okay. Well, I will. I'll make a motion that we accept the revised copy, now including the 2 resolutions we actually approved that are now in the updated minutes. I'll go ahead and move that. Is there a second to approve those minutes as amended?
I'll second.
Second for that. Yeah, I was
Thank
raising
you.
my hand and yeah, I muted my.
Thank you, Miller. Well, I'll take a vote then. I'll approve. I'll then would like to approve signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes are approved. Thank you for that correction. Principal Chung, I want to ask you for something since we're now in the last public comments. Would you offline help Lynn understand that accreditation is a slightly different idea in Word than California credential or even certification?
So
Okay, and then what you can do also is give her the copy of the CV of our latest employee there too. I know we'll post information about our teachers online. So I think that we can handle that offline. Any other public comments before we move for adjournment? I'm going to check the chat line, give parents just a moment if they have something or anybody from the public. And again, thank you, public, for being so patient with us. We started a little later than anticipated, but grateful that you've been part of this. You're what really make the school work with us. So good. If no public comments, then could I ask for a motion for adjournment?
Stephen has something.
Yes, President Houston. So I just want to recognize that the school does receive questions from Patrick McNally. I think he's in the meeting too. He brought up 10 questions regarding the protocol about the campus safety. And since we don't have many parents here, I just want to make an announcement that we will start hosting campus tours on Tuesday and Wednesday to allow our parents to be on campus and get to see the classroom. And that will be the time and occasion I'll answer all parents' questions. So I'll make sure that most parents get to know what we will do to deal with the current COVID-19 situation.
Oh, thank you so much. That's just as a confidence builder, and thanks for taking a personal interest in that too. Well, great. Thank you, everybody, on a Friday evening. I know it is a little bit unorthodox as far as the day of the week, but appreciate everybody. Once again, Brett Freeman, thank you for serving ahead in this season. We appreciate having you. Could I ask for a motion then for adjournment?
Make a motion to adjourn this board meeting.
second,
Thank you, Dr. Smith. And a second, please.
second.
I think I heard Miller say second.
Yes.
Yes, you
And then
did.
I'll ask for a vote. All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Hi, have a great
Okay.
weekend.
Have a good
Wonderful.
weekend.
Meeting's officially adjourned. We can stop the recording and then you can chat with each other a little bit, just not about school business.